Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to do a rose quartz design. It's my favorite design and my favorite stone. So I've already prepped my nails and laid my foundation, and we're going to go ahead and start with some alcohol just to cleanse any debris or nail polish, if you're messy like me, off before we get started. Okay, so I want you to grab your favorite base. I chose to use my regular base that I use for my gel overlays or full sets, and just get a nice dollop and put it right on your mani mat or your tile or whatever you use to mix with. And you're going to need a soft white, any type of not really opaque white, and a soft pink. But if you do have just an opaque white and just an opaque pink, just a smaller amount and a lot more clear would do the trick. This is what I use for my foundation. I was a little afraid of how dark it was, but it actually worked out with the way the polish mixture came out, so I was happy about that. I'm actually going to add just a little bit more white because it's a tad bit pinker than what I really want it to be. So you can eyeball it and see, whatever you'd like your outcome to be like. If you want it more on the white side, add white. If you want it more clear, frosty, whatever you want your frosty to be, just add a little bit more of that. But it needs to be more transparent than opaque for the effect. So just start with your first coat. I'm gonna go ahead and start with mine and just, like normal, lay them all down. So grab your foil paper, whichever you'd like. I chose oil spill from Daily Charm. It actually came in a little pack, and what you're gonna do is just randomly stick it wherever you like. Don't think too hard about it. Just place it random places, spread out at the tips, on the sides. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once you're happy with that, use a little bit of the mix you made and put your first layer down. We're going to start building our frost and the depth that we want to create by doing this. If you were to just put it all together on top of your pink, it would just kind of be surface. You want it to look like a stone. And also what can help is having a picture or the actual stone in front of you. I chose the actual stone. You'll see that at the end. I did do a little mini photo shoot. Even though my nails are about 2 weeks old now, I decided to take them today. I don't know why. Sorry, they're not fresh, but they still look good. So yeah, just continue painting, and after that, you're gonna cure. Alright, so it's time to make our lines. Grab your favorite line art gel and your favorite striper, and we're going to start by making really inconsistent random lines. Remember, it's a stone. Nothing is perfect about it. They're streaky, they're inconsistent, they're opaque, some are shadowy. So keep that in mind. If you have a picture of a stone, it's nice to have it in front of you, or if you have the actual stone like I do, just sit it in front and remember it does not have to be perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna grab my little short-haired brush and I'm gonna just start to feather out those lines that I made. This makes the delicate lines that you see on the stones, and what you want to do is just pat lightly on them and pull at the same time, and you'll start to see a feathered out effect. And once you choose the side, stick to the side all the way through. You don't want to feather out both sides because it'll create more of a mess and you won't have any definition. You want to keep the definition of the line. And now you're ready for layer number 2. So just go ahead like normal and take the mixture and apply your second layer. Also, I want you to keep your layers very thin throughout this building process. As we create the depth, we don't want to create any unwanted bulk. So be careful and mindful of that. Okay, so I did do 2 coats of the mixture. It's completely up to you. If you like how it looks with one, continue on with one. I'm going to do 2. Now at this point, I'm just going to fill any spaces in that I think look a little unfinished, and not to overcrowd it or overpower it. You really want to see the beauty of it when you add your layers after this. So any spaces that you have on your nail, just fill it right on in with a line. 1 or 2 should do the trick. And don't be afraid to let them overlap each other. The more they overlap, the prettier it is, but not too many lines. And the same, thick and thin consistency is what you want. And just like I did before, feather it right on out. This part is like my favorite part because you get to see everything start to come together and how it's mimicking the stone. That's why I think it's important to keep the image in the forefront of your mind. So So feel free to use alcohol if you need to clean your brush if it starts to get a little sticky throughout the patting and feathering process. You can just dip it and dry it out if you want, or you can use it a little wet. But do keep in mind, using alcohol will create a little bit of a slip. If you want more control, dry your brush out a little bit more. And once you're happy with that, just take a minute to check them out to make sure you like what you see, and go ahead and go in for your next layer with your mixture. Alright, so if you're a glitter girl like me, this is your favorite part. So this is Mylar that I got from Daily Charm, and you're just going to do the same thing we did with the foil. Pick up tiny pieces and place them randomly wherever you'd like to see them. These pieces are a little chunkier and a little bit more unruly, so make sure that they are flat on the surface while your polish is still wet. You don't want any pieces sticking up because it'll make for a not so smooth top coat layer. So what I like is that they're yellow as you put them on, but when we put our next layer with the mixture on, it takes the yellow right out. So it's gonna look a little funky right now, but once we put our layer on, it's going to be so pretty. So we're gonna coat this as promised, and as you can see, it takes that yellow tint right out, and all you see is a really pretty blue. And those are the same types of effects you get when you look into the stone. So when you turn your hand and the light hits it, you'll see these little speckles of multicolors, and that's exactly what we want. There is no handbook here. Please feel free to use whatever glitter or Mylar makes you happy. Remember what I said about the Mylar being a little unruly. So I got a little piece here that I had to pinch off because it wouldn't lay down. So in between, make sure you're checking it out to make sure you don't have any small pieces like that sticking up. So at the end, it's not a pain in the neck. So if you couldn't tell, I have a slight addiction to glitter. I'm going to add one more layer of glitter. These are unicorn flakes, and again, random, wherever I want or wherever you want. And we're going to just use whatever is left on our brush. You don't need a full layer of the mixture. These are super thin, so I'm just lightly brushing whatever product is left on my brush right over top. Alright, so that wasn't enough for me. I'm going back in with my foil and I'm just adding a little bit more of the oil spill. And like I did before, I'm going to take a little bit of the mixture on my brush and give it another thin coat. And if you're happy wherever you landed with it, by all means, stop there. Remember what I said about that slight addiction, it's real. But if you're happy with what you have, go ahead and finish with your top coat. Me, I have to add gold glitter. I'm just gonna use my Ombre brush to put this on, but it gives it such a nice finish. Please don't judge me. Just wait till the end and then you can judge me. Okay, now it's top coat time. To finish our design, you just want to take a thin layer like you see me doing here, and after your thin layer, get a good amount of polish on the end and just float it over the design. You don't need a lot so you don't have it flooding your sidewalls and your cuticle. Just enough to create a good structure and an even finish when you dry it like this. Doing top coat like this also gives you more structure and strength, especially when you're doing natural nails. Quick tip, when I'm doing my top coat this way, I like to dry one finger at a time to ensure that the product won't run into the sidewalls or the cuticle. After you paint your thumb, you do a full cure, and here's what my finished product looks like. I really enjoyed making this video for you, and I hope you enjoyed it as well and you learned a lot. If you did, please share with your friends and family. Drop me a like. Don't be afraid to comment, and I would love it if you subscribed. And make sure you turn your post notifications on so you don't miss anything. And if you want more, follow me on Instagram at Tia Did My Nails. Until next time.